Hello, and welcome to My Point of View Movie Reviews. Now today's review is a retro joint. Back in 1992, we had a stacked summer. We had Alien 3, we had Batman Returns with Michael Keaton, directed by Tim Burton, and then you had Lethal Weapon 3, directed by Richard Donner, the return of Murtaugh and Riggs. Now this movie was highly anticipated and it made a boatload of money. Now the plot of this movie, pretty simplistic. You had an ex-cop who was dirty, even when he was a cop back in the day, and what he would do, he would arrest people and then put them on his team later on in life to go against the LAPD. What he was doing was sneak in and steal arms from the armory of the LAPD, sell them to an arms dealer, and he had all these guns on the streets of LA. And during the early 90s, you gotta remember, it was heavy-handed that black on black crime was in the media every day. This when gang violence had peaked, and it was an epidemic. Blacks killing blacks with all these weapons only the military and the police could have. It was a crazy time in our life. So it dealt with serious subject matter, which made this movie very intense. Now, it was also very funny. Murtaugh and Riggs, they open up the movie where they go to a scene where there's a bomb inside of a building. The bomb squad is on the way. The police are there. They're like, hey, calm down. Help is on the way. You know Riggs. Come on, Sarge, let's go inside and check it out. They go inside, check it out. He's fiddling with the wires. He cuts the wrong wire, and it speeds up the timer on the bomb. First they had 9 minutes, now they got seconds. They grab this loose cat, the stray cat, they run out the building, boom! The building blows up, and the cool thing about this building, it was a condemned building in real life. And Richard Donner got a chance to film this thing being blown to bits, live, in action. No miniatures, no CGI, that is a real building being blown up and dropping down to size. Really cool scene. Because I remember all the advertisements and trailers for the movie, they always showed that building blown up. It was a great scene. This movie, again, is very funny. Joe Pesci is back as Leo Getz. Now he's a real estate broker and he has blonde hair. Absolutely cracked me up. Now they introduced a new character from Eternal Affairs, Renee Russo. My God, this woman is fine and she can kick major booty. She was a great asset to this movie. This is my least favorite of the four, but don't get me wrong, this is still a great film. Those other three are just a little bit more epic to me. That's my own personal taste. But this movie has great action. There's an opening scene where there's these two trucks chasing each other. They're money trucks. They're like those Brink armory trucks. Man, it is great. Riggs jumps from one truck to another, trying to get the bad guys. Murtaugh teamed up with the lady who's driving the Brinks truck, and she's very flirtatious, kind of heavy set, but yet still sexy in her own way. And she's driving and singing, and she's grabbing on Murtaugh's thigh and everything. Goes, hey lady, I'm married. She didn't give a damn. She wanted her some Murtaugh. She loved that man. And she comes back later on to the movie where she brings him flowers and candy. She's a great character in the movie. But Renee Russo was the gem of this movie. Beauty, and she can whoop your entire ass up and down the block. It was great. I loved her. And she was also the love interest later on for Riggs, which made it very emotional. This movie again dealt with, gang violence and a lot of emotional scenes dealing with Murtaugh getting involved with a shootout. Young blacks are involved. His son knew some of the people who were shot and killed, had to go to a funeral, having to deal with the parents of the people that you shot. It was very emotional, but this movie packs a great punch. My favorite scene in the whole movie is a scene where they're building a subway in downtown LA, and the cop came in and stole some stuff, and Riggs and them found out about it, so they chased him through the subway as it's being built. Man, the way Riggs run with two guns in his hands and shooting simultaneously, running down the stairs and shooting, I love his action style. And he runs and runs and runs. That's a trademark of Riggs. He runs through all these movies. and it leads to a motorcycle chase on the edge of a freeway. Man, it was the best scene of the movie. The climax wasn't as great as I wanted it to be, but it was still good because these cops, well, these ex-cops, these villains, had these bullets called cop killers. They can shoot through metal and they can pierce a vest of a police officer. So this movie got pretty intense. There were some casualties along the way with a lot of young people, and that was the theme of this movie, young people being killed in the line of duty or also through gang violence. So the movie had a really, really heavy subject about that. But hey, the magic is there. It was great. Great soundtrack. I believe Sting did the opening song for the movie, if I'm correct, and man, that song is badass. But Lethal Weapon 3, have you seen it way back in the day? Do you remember how good it was? Yo, give it a rewatch. This movie is up there, one of my greatest parts of a trilogy. Now it has 4 movies of all time. Lethal Weapon 3. It's a great flick. Until next time, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and tell all your friends, and more importantly, leave your comments down low. I'm out, and yo, it's just my point of view. Hello. Now, I hope you really enjoyed this video. Without you, there's no me. And do us a favor, stop by the website at www.blacktastic.net and pick up some merchandise. Get yourself a hat or pick up a t-shirt. It's things like that that help keep the channel going. And also, feel free to leave a donation on the home page at www.blacktastic.net. Thank you all so much. Again, you make this so much fun. Without you, there's no me. Until next time, see you later.